This is a video about Pokemon Clover CAP, usually shortened to just Clover CAP or just CAP. This video will see me have some knowledge about Clover's unique mechanics, moves, and how the general meta plays. I'll be saying this intro for every video I make and will point out any mechanics, moves, or abilities that are unique to CAP. For the uninformed, I'll quickly note that Hail in Clover pulls double duty, giving Ice types a 1.5 times defense boost, as well as tripping any non-Ice types to deny lefties and break slashes. If you don't know what any of that means, you can get out of my class now and you'll be refunded with your course within the next 2 weeks. I'm Prison Master Karma, and I'll be explaining why Cirnumiru is the genetically superior cross between a Alolan Ninetales and that weird plastic container of milk powder sitting in your pantry from a year ago. With introductions out of the way, this is Cirnumiru, an Ice Fairy Ultra Beast, and with the tag of UV comes with the care package of 570 BST, access to Beast Boost, and purely prime numbers in its BST. The latter two parts are mostly unimportant, however, as due to how Clover's hidden abilities work, and the devs of CAP not being gigantic pussies, unlike Regmons, please give the Ultra Beast actual hidden abilities, thank you. The Ultra Beasts here have two hidden additional abilities that they have access to. In this case, these abilities are Liquid Voice and Snow Warning. In the past, they used to have Refrigerate over Liquid Voice, but for all modern purposes and intents, just know that this Pokemon have an access to 140 base power water type coverage due to its access to Boom Burst, which makes it a good option for offensive sets like Scarf, Lorb, or Specs. This mon also has access to Nasty Plot, which can be quite nice when paired with its solid 113 base speed, which gets boosted sky high after a kill with Beast Boost, beating out common Scarfers in tiers such as Kamele, Balboa, Skalaxy, Noxilium, and many others. It does, however, face direct competition with Fabcube, as a specially oriented Ice Fairy, and truthfully they both have their ups and downs, with the Ice Cube packing slightly more heat because 125 is a bigger number than 109, and Dazzling being a better ability for a Scarfer, being a Bullet Punch, Accelerock, Mach Punch, Rocket Punch, etc. Cirnu, however, makes up for its lower offenses in other ways, having an excellent supporting option in Memento, having better water coverage, and then with Fabcube relying on Hydro Pump to hit fire types, some minor stuff like slightly better special bulk and speed, and lastly, Cirnu's mix-up potential. Cirnumiru has some mix-up wiggle room in terms of predictability, especially before its ability is revealed. However, Fabcube's middling base 105 speed keeps it from being consistently brought in as a Revenger versus faster comps, leaves it relying much more on prediction without Scarf. Now take everything that I've just said about these previous abilities and throw it out the window, because unless you're running a team that relies entirely on a specific weather that isn't Hail, or you just want an offensive-oriented Cirnu because you feel like it, you're gonna be using Snow Warning. I'll explain exactly why starting now. Snow Warning Cirnumiru is a Alolan Ninetales, haha funny 9 joke, perfected to an empirical formula. Imagine if you took Gen 9's Alolan Ninetales and gave it actual offenses, better bulk, taunt, stab pivoting, and recovery. This is exactly what Cirnu is. You can set Aurora Veil due to your naturally high speed and great bulk if you want to invest into it, and you can flip turn out at a moment's notice so you can set your Veil another day or play as a pivot. You have Freeze Rise to slap those filthy water types who keep stealing your ice coverage, Moonblast as consistent clean damage, Memento if you want to guarantee that your incoming setup super will survive that fucking annoying ass stab quad weak attack, and if you really want to be that guy, Milk Drink keeps your health topped up to avoid getting whittled down by hazards, and also let you 1v1 some mons just by virtue of your natural bulk. Ironically, a move that you don't see super often on supportive Snow Warning Cirnu sets is Blizzard, because it's seldom off an offensive mon itself, playing a much more supportive role overall. Alolan Ninetales will sometimes use this move, but for the most part that's just because it doesn't have any options for moves. However, you can run Snow Warning with a choice item if you want to fuck over people who think you'll just be a standard Veil setting set. Hell, you could run Aurora Veil on a Scarf set, and if you think you'll die, you can just give the rest of your team that last amount of durability to win the game. Keep in mind you won't be holding Light Clay, so you'll lose out on a few turns of Veil, but I shouldn't have to remind you of that. As a rule of thumb, whatever would counter-annoy Alolan Ninetales will do the same to Cirnu, so anything that sets Weather, Steel types, Bullet Punch especially, and Fire or Water types if you don't have the right moves will all be somewhat annoying to first Cirnu to deal with itself. There's also no boots in this meta, which means that Cirnu can easily be whittled down by hazards if you don't get any opportunity to steal, or source to switch often, especially with Stealth Rocks. This doesn't come up super often, considering Cirnu will often be a lead, or at the very least this is the case for Snow Warning Cirnu, but for offensive sets like Scarf or Nasty Plot or anything sort of similar to that, this is absolutely a concern that you should be watching out for. In conclusion, slap this mon onto any hyper-offense team, and I do mean any hyper-offense team, and it will become infinitely better. This mon is the Veil setter, period, and has been cooked to be mathematically perfect in every way possible. Thank you for your time, and remember that this is the reason, just this once, that powdered is better than organic.